Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I agree. I realize it's warm. I will try to get through this quickly for you. So with your kind indulgence, I just have a question for you. Why have we made this effort to be here for Founders Day? Yes, we are remembering Isaac Conroe and the founding of this great city. But I submit to you that we are also accomplishing something much more profound. And let me explain. Back in 1930, which was several years before he became the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Winston Churchill said, quote, "One of the signs of a great society is the diligence with which it passes culture from one generation to the next. When one generation no longer passes on the virtues that are dear to it, its heroes, their stories, and its religious faith, it is in effect saying that the lessons learned from the past are no longer of value." He has a point, doesn't he? It is a sad thing when this happens. Fortunately for all of us, we admire and respect what was passed on to us by Isaac Conroe and his generation. Discipline, structure, sacrifice, a sense of personal responsibility, hard work, the honoring of our commitments, the value of a strong community, strong families, and a shared understanding of respect and duty. Now, I'm not suggesting that we should be living in the past. Rather, we celebrate Founders Day because it serves to remind us of lessons learned from our forefathers and inspires us to carry the mantle forward to our children and grandchildren. And to be clear, I'm not talking about the kind of remembering that's just a mental exercise. I'm talking about the kind that must be enacted or ritualized. The kind that celebrates birthdays and wedding anniversaries. The kind that remembers the Alamo and Pearl Harbor and 9/11. This kind of remembering helps us appreciate where we've come from. It guides us to fulfill our purpose and inspires us to leave a legacy for our posterity. In my organization, the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, we use rituals and ceremony to remember heroes like Captain Conroe and our Union veteran ancestors. I'm sure my friends in the Sons of Confederate Veterans do the same for their ancestors. Am I right? Very good. As a side note, I'll tell you something you may not know about our two organizations. Whereas we are members of blood descendants of Civil War veterans, many of us had ancestors who fought on both sides. For these members, they fit into a special category that we affectionately refer to as SOBs, sons of both. So, why do we remember our forefathers in this fashion? We do it not for their sake alone, but also for ourselves. If words cannot repay the debt we owe them, surely with our actions, we can strive to keep faith with them and with the vision that led them to do brave and noble things. Our first obligation to them and to ourselves is plain enough. Just like the city that bears Isaac Conroe's name, the United States of America and the freedom for which it stands must endure and prosper. One of the lessons learned from our forefathers is that freedom is worth fighting for. They understood how valuable it was to have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and the freedom of self-determination, just to name a few. These freedoms were not born cheaply. They've come at a cost. Freedom is one of the deepest and noblest aspirations of the human spirit. People all over the world hunger for the right of self-determination and those inalienable rights that make for human dignity and progress. We should think of the beginnings of this city and of our country as a ribbon that is always unfurling, a journey that we are all a part of. As we continue our journey, let us think of those who traveled this path before us. If we pause and reflect, we can hear the echoes of our past. a general falling to his knees in the hard snow at Valley Forge, the men of the Alamo calling out encouragement to each other, a pioneer who ran a sawmill business that provided the lumber used to build so much of this city, a settler who pushes west through the plains and sings a song that fills the empty air and echoes out forever. It is the American song. It is hopeful, idealistic, daring, decent, charitable, and fair. That is our heritage. That is our song. May God continue to inspire us to sing it with pride and confidence. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.